Now, this is the first official trailer. Now, let's go to a clip from 2 weeks ago, minutes after this lady and others said, we'll rise up with our pickaxes and attack you. The police were then attacked and stood down. Now, imagine if a Tea Party did this. They'd be called terrorists all over the news. Or if a Tea Party burned down a restaurant and attacked 20 shops in Santa Cruz. Now, here is this lady. I mean, this is what's really being said. In Mexico, the peasant uprisings are symbolized by machetes, whereas in European history, it's by pitchforks. So this is a pitchfork movie where the gringos are bad, and it mirrors what's actually being said. Here's a clip.
We will not stop. We will take up our shovels and our pickaxes and we break the land and make your landscaping and clean your toilets and our partners. We will use them against you. Believe that.
Okay, now I want to go to break with another clip here. This is L.A. teacher. He's at UCLA with some of his high school students calling for Mexican revolt in the United States. And folks, this is all just in the last week. Just go put La Raza, Machete, professor calls for violence. I mean, you'll have UT Dallas, head of Chicano studies. You'll have just hundreds of clips, hundreds and hundreds of clips saying, we don't want white people here. We're going to get you. We're going to go out to break with this, come back and finish it up. Here it is.
I want to start off by saying that the young man who spoke a little while ago was one of my students. And that made me so proud because I know that our people have strong leaders for years and years to come. As a militante of Unión del Barrio, a revolutionary Mexican organization here, we understand what the camarada is saying. You're right, this is not just about Mexico. This is about a global struggle against imperialism and capitalism. Yes. But we know that all of that is happening in the context that where we now stand is stolen, occupied Mexico.
That's sedition.
And the message that we bring is we want to bring a little bit of more of a revolutionary context to this. Why is it that these people, these frail, racist, white people, want to keep us out of this country? It's not because simply the color of our skin. It's not simply because they just want to exploit us. Let me tell you why. Because on this planet right now, of 6 billion people, at the forefront of the revolutionary movement is the Raza. When you go to Venezuela, we have the long history and example of our comandante, Fidel Castro Ruz. We got Hugo Chavez, Evo Morales, we got Brazil, Ecuador.
All right, hit pause.
You name it.
We're going to come back and finish this. And then he goes on to say, you are revolutionaries. We're going to overthrow the United States for communism. And we're going to kick the frail white people out of here. Now, that is somebody who says he's a Mexican and he's on government payroll. And he's not going to get fired. He's not going to get in trouble. He's going to be promoted. He'll probably end up being mayor.
When you go, we have the long history and example of our comandante, Fidel Castro Ruz. We got Hugo Chavez, Evo Morales. We got Brazil, Ecuador. You name it. We have nine left of center governments in Latin America right now. And they know something that one young Argentine called Che Guevara said. It was called the domino theory. And he knew that every single country would go revolutionary, one after the other, after the other, after the other. So what do they fear? They know that every single country, they know that we no longer will fall to these lies called borders. We know that a Salvadoran and a Guatemalan and Nicaraguense and Mexicano, there's no damn difference. We are all one people. So with that in mind, we see ourselves, all of us here, as the northern front of a Latin American revolutionary movement. There are more than 40 million of our people north of the Rio Grande. That means to them, there's 40 million potential revolutionaries north of the border, inside the belly of the beast. So when you think about why do they want to kick us, of all people, out, that's why. Because they know that we now know the truth. They know that now we are Raza, we're professionals, we're educators, we are revolutionary students. What does that mean? We are not just a regular culture anymore. We're a culture of revolutionary spirit. And that's the fear. So with that being said, I want to leave you with this. As a revolutionary and with revolutionary context, let's be clear about one thing. Our enemy is not the Minutemen. Quote me. Our enemy is not the Minutemen. Because the Minutemen are not the ones who have killed over 4,600 people at those borders. That our enemy is the same enemy as Hugo Chavez. That Hugo Chavez has. Our enemy is the same enemy that keeps Africa poor. Our enemy is the same enemy that keeps Asia poor. Our enemy is capitalism and imperialism. Okay? And I'll finish with this to respect the time. If we are serious about making change, if you are serious about making change, let me tell you, the struggle will go on for many more years after we leave UCLA. Reading a book or writing a book or teaching a class, that is not part of the movement. What you do 24 hours a day as a professional revolutionary, that is what is going to lead our people and all people to liberation.
Okay, Viva la Raza. Again, he's saying these frail white people, don't worry about them. It's the system. It's the Border Patrol. And in the new Machete film, they go to the Border Patrol, Hispanic members, and get them to then go preach, we didn't cross the border crossed us, with machetes. Think about it. Hispanic Americans in San Francisco who had American flag shirts were kicked out of school. There's a new video where a girl in California drew a picture of an American flag and was told that was bad by her teacher. This is the mindset. And then we've got new video of people driving with an American flag on their car and the illegals running up and pulling it down. Just the sight of the flag, because this is Mexico. Not Spain, not France, not all the other countries that had part of the Southwest. Mexico was just one country that had a claim on it. No, it belongs to Mexico. And how many clips could I play where the pilgrims need to go home and all this? But this is being done to create division. And Robert Rodriguez is being used with his film. Already have violence breaking out, and we're going to see what happens in September.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.